How's that for our new opening song? That was a fucking good one. Welcome, everybody. This is beautiful Friday morning, end of the week. See what we could prepare for ourselves the upcoming weekend. And usually it's not good to prepare the weekend, but Friday's usually obviously a prep day. Hop over this. That, get that going, get that over there, get the chat box over here. Get this popped up. Where are you? Sorry, give me one moment. Adjusting my screen size. Like, sorry, I updated OBS and it for some reason saved my settings. Some shit. Alright. Good morning, everybody. We'll transition in just a moment. Welcome, everybody. It's your boy Toshi, motherfucking heavy sounding in here. Another edition of Sniping Trades. Oh, wrong tradition. Hit the wrong button. Hold on. Great, and now OBS is fucking up and not letting me transition. I will. Hold on. I will. If fucking OBS would stop fucking up. So for some reason OBS won't let me press this transition button. So let me screenshot this for you guys. This button should be white. The letter should be white. Oh, shit. These letters should be white. Ah, fuckers. And this button. Oh, you guys can't see it. So you can't have it live. Stupid. I'm about to restart this stream because my transition button just disappeared. Just no. That is so stupid. So stupid. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop, pause it, stop this and restart it because my transition button, fucking OBS. Yep, I'm gonna have to stop and restart it. All right, catch. I will repost the new link in like 10 seconds. All right, sorry about this. OBS is fucking sucks balls sometimes when it has a new update. Like today's update, obviously sucks balls. So for some reason the transition button just this doesn't work. So I'm gonna end this and restart it. All right. Okay, so let's see here. Let's see here. Says we're going. Cool. It seems like we are okay now. That was quite annoying. I hate when technology doesn't work like it's supposed to. Alright. So now we can actually try this. What up? Good morning, everybody. So again, I think this looks corrective, whatever the hell this is. I personally like this being, this count there like that. In order for this pattern, because I think this is corrective. Whatever this is corrective. Whatever this ends up being in this area will be a continuation of the downtrend from up here. And we're going to end up falling out of this range to the low side, in my opinion. Or since we already kind of tapped the daily low, and structurally this pattern's taking a lot of time compared to all of this. So if we break this new low today that was currently created, which is the same exact low as the previous lows, I definitely believe this is going to happen here. And let's go over some rules. If this is truly a 5-wave impulse on the downside, which I do believe that, honestly, I have no reason not to. If it's criteria, this is a triangle. Pretty sure this stayed out of wave 4 territory, barely. And if not, it doesn't matter because wave 3 wasn't as short as wave 5 was. So it did not. Right? Yeah. But to me, that's fine in this aspect because it may sort of like a diagonal way. With wave 1 being the longest, 3 the second longest, 5 the shortest. Extend these lines out. Kind of makes a diagonal. So, unfortunately, again, like I was saying earlier, I was really trying to hold on to the belief that this is possibly a 5-wave impulse. Shit. Just ABC. I should have one like this. There's two interpretations of this little area here that I knew it would just take time for it to tell me what is going to happen. My first interpretation I really wanted it to be was the bullish interpretation, which is this one where it tells me that this low will most likely not get broken. But after we'd made this little pattern here, we only really had one chance and one pattern to get us out of this so-called range. It was a flat, a running flat, and even then that's stretching it a bit because this honestly should probably be a 3 instead. And so what I was hoping here was for another impulse to take place, but so far it's very corrective in here. It didn't look very impulsive to me. So that kind of makes me not believe that this is no longer this. And my other interpretation was that this was possibly a wave 5 that truncated here. Like maybe this was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yep. So in ABC, two waves will be very similar in time. One will be drastically different. And this turns into this truncated here at 5. The reason why I could say that is believable is because this retraces over 70%, which is not a typical rule, not what you typically see for an impulsive nature to the downside. So if this was going to be a truly impulse to the downside, it usually would not break that 70% level, which it did. So this turns into this pattern then, at this point. Which makes a lot of sense. Three wave, A wave. 5 wave, C wave. Should be yellow. Oh, wrong one. I guess I should rename this this stream to something else, because we usually don't try to trade on the weekends. But we could possibly get a day trade today, depending on what develops here. But we'll get into that. I just want to talk about a little bit larger time frame scales so we can understand game plans and why these game plans are arising. Okay, so 3 wave, A wave, C wave, 5 waves, some sort of correction B wave. That makes perfect sense for a flat. Sideways. Any correction, not a triangle. Double zigzag. I don't think it's a double zigzag. Can be. No, I don't think it's a zigzag. Or a double zigzag. Both price patterns are very subjective. Let's do a few more studies real quick. Okay, I wanted to call this a triangle, but in a flat, you can't. The B waves can be triangles in a flat. That's according to this. Any corrected not a triangle. Double 3, which is also kind of like a flat looking pattern. Any correction not a triangle, or double 3 or triple 3. What in a triple 3, all the corrective patterns like your X waves cannot be triangles. So all their sideways patterns, your B waves, your intermediate waves, cannot be a triangle. So it does throw up the possibility that this could be wrong, but I don't think so anymore. Let's just say A there. I'm trying to look at time. Looking at time here, guys. So remember, in a true ABC, two ways will mimic each other in time. One will be drastically different. Let's get this here real quick. This real quick. I double the XY. That makes sense. So they're very similar, very similar. Let's see here. Yeah, so I think this makes a lot of sense to me, guys. Just like checking all the ratios in terms of time and structure. This can be subjective. In a true ABC, B waves cannot be in a true sideways corrective phase. Your intermediate phases, or your phases that are corrections within that corrective phase. I know it sounds confusing. So this B wave here, this is a corrective phase of this entire price structure here. Why is it corrective? Because this price structure is going up, right? But this is going counter against it. It's corrective towards it. The reason why it's corrective is because after it concluded, the entire range of this was succeeded by the move that concluded after it, or happened after it. Sorry, I'm trying to sound all fancy. I should just talk how I talk, which is like shit. So this makes a lot of sense, especially after seeing a very likely possible 5-wave decline. That's what really started drawing my alarms. Because that wasn't supposed to happen. I mean, the only way it could have happened if this was a running flat. Which, at first, I was hopeful with the reaction we got. But then we started just making, in my opinion, corrective structures. This doesn't make it what? That's an ABC. This, none of this makes sense for an impulse. This is clearly a 3-way pattern. Up, down, up. So that's corrective. Cannot be a part of an impulse, which is the reason why I think I'm doing this shit. And the reason why I believe this is going to happen is because it's going into the weekend, and the weekends are usually more fuckery, and this makes a lot of sense in terms of fuckery. Again, the rule is we start trading below 22,935. I believe we're going to quickly see 2,600. This order block down here. That's doesn't matter anymore. Okay, that's a hard rule for us, for my friends. This kind of went over in terms of an extension, but not by much. Just normally you don't really want to go over 1618 because that tells you that it's not part of the price structure. It's part of its own impulse or something like that. And so you guys can see better. I know these hollow candles are harder to see. I hate these solid candles though. They look like fucking disgusting. So as long as we sustain this area right here, I'm pretty positive we will go up over the weekend. Okay? If we cannot sustain this, which is the daily open, and between the daily open and daily low, because daily low, it should have been tested and swept for liquidity, but it didn't. So that tells me whoever is down here, they don't want their stops being taken out at all, and they're gonna try their hardest to make sure that doesn't happen. But if it does happen, and price does start squiggling down here, then they have no choice but to let go of everything they bought up in the same area, and that would cause the sell-off. That would cause initial break of the range, and then everybody's gonna get spooked, and then that's when it will start cascading down. If these whales, whoever the fuck is doing this shit, manages to sustain this area in daily open, I think this will happen. It's probably some weird, funky ass price action. I'm telling. It's what it's looking like already. In terms of time, see here. These two price structures, if we are going to be in a true ABC, these are very similar. This A and B, if this is truly A and then a B wave. So that means the C wave is going to be very long and drastic. Which I believe so. Okay, these two price patterns look pretty short in compared to time of this price pattern here, which is what we're studying. Okay, we're looking for at least this time period here, this vertical time period, to make a high point in, to assume this entire structure is done correcting. But we didn't do that. We made a high point here before time. We can erase this box. This box is nothing. It's just showing you that we're in a corrective phase. We could actually make it a lot larger, honestly. So we're looking for a high point in this area. That makes sense. This meant a high point, but it wasn't in the time we need it. And this is the most minimal amount of time we need. Let's see. It's actually right here. So we should have made a high point within this range, but we had it before this range. The rule is any two adjacent waves must be relatable with one or both aspects. Has to be within 1/3 of price or within 1/3 of time. So that tells me that at least has to be. I need to double check that. Let me see if I'm reading that right. Has to be at least 1/3. Oh, it has to be at least 1/3 of the time of the adjacent move, or 1/3 of price, or both. So we did hit the price aspect, which is the dead cat bounce area, which I have labeled here. I know we're getting a little colorful here, so just delete some stuff so we're not all blind. Delete this stuff, all this stuff. We'll put it back. That's why I'm doing some studies here. We can delete this too because we already kind of have an understanding of what we're talking about. So at least 1/3 of price would be here. 33%, right? 1/3 of 100%, 33%. At least 1/3 of time. The reason why I'm taking it from here, guys, is the retrace it mount is just seemed a little bit too drastic. Almost 80%, so I think this is part of this structure. Slightly off, okay. 1/3 of time. So you expect to make a high point in this area. In between this entire. It can take up to this amount of time though, which is crazy to think about, right? So we can correct for this long, but typically what I usually see in Bitcoin and in this market is it likes to be here. This tends to be the hotter spots. Whoa. Was he really expecting it to do it right here? It looks like it wants to do it. It's going to do it in this range right here, in my opinion. So we hit one requirement, which is all we technically need. Price structure. This looks definitely corrective. Like this looks like 100% corrective. Whatever the hell this is, it looks corrective as hell. This does not look impulsive. If this is concluded or if this price pattern is ended, this should be a punishing blow. So I'm telling you guys, if we start trading below this daily low, we really want to get into it because it could potentially mean that this is the big kahuna, and we want to get in on that. So let's get all this shit I wrote back quick. Okay, delete that. Delete this. This looks like already looking pretty shitty. So if this is truly done, which it could be, we hit one of the two aspects, which is all we need technically. We kind of failed to sustain this internal range here. I was hoping that after dipping down here, we'd be able to just retest and hold it, and then kind of move up, but we didn't do that. That's why that purple area I had listed yesterday was so important. We actually rejected it perfectly right here. And so, if we start trading below the daily low, my people, I'm thinking this is going to happen here. One of two things, either going to be this. It'll eventually get down here. You'd assume a 1618 extension of the prior move. But typically, Bitcoin and especially Ethereum, it'll actually go to 2.0 with a 3. And then the 4 usually actually come up hard to this 138 area. And then this will eventually come down to 268. That's typically how algos go. So the other option is, and remember, you always want to go when it comes to trading with a wave theory. First of all, you can't really trade with the wave theory. All wave theory helps you do is gives you an edge by having a further understanding to market action. And if stuff starts developing in the way you interpreted it when you did your study, then you can really gain that confidence to really just hammer down on those trades. And another thing LA Wave does really good thing for you is it gives you a point of invalidation in terms of price and time that you're irrefutable, and once those break, then you know you're wrong. So those are two things that are really good with Elliott Wave. In terms of PR trading, it's definitely more of a difficult aspect. So sorry, my friends. What do you think? I'm just barely reading your comments. What do you think about the The flat to complete at 2700 for a B wave, then a C wave up to 41 in your red zone. 27. So you're saying like, so that be here, I'm talking about modern Picasso here, like that. So technically, if this was to happen, this would be a B or an X wave, correct? I'll label it. And again, where you take this high from is very subjective. It depends what rules you do. Classical rules, here. Like, very classical rules, here. Neo wave type of rules, here. Which is, tend to side with a little bit more with neo wave. But, trying to make sense of what modern Picasso is saying, just to make sure I'm understanding right. If we do it this way, then this makes a five-way pattern, five-way impulse, in my opinion. Because this is a correction, and this is a correction, obviously. And that brings us back to this issue. I initially liked this a lot, and this is what I initially had in the first place. But I don't think this, you can't, it's not really a real price pattern. Alleyway pattern. A running flat, I don't think that's a thing, right? I think you can only get a 535 in a zigzag, right? Looking at my rules here, sideways, any correction, yeah. In all my sideways corrective patterns, your first wave, it's not, it doesn't say impulse, it says any correction, that's it. Then a double three is any correction, not a triangle, double three or triple three. So this, like this is going to be an impulse in terms of that aspect. It could be a possible, it's like a triple three. W, X, Y, X. Oops. Like a W, X, Y, C type thing, if it channels well enough. It has to channel though. If it doesn't channel, then it doesn't fit the rules. And channeling is very subjective because you can always screw around with the fucking. Channel's okay. Yes, and that's not a hard rule either. More like a guideline. So it's just crazy how much this looks like impulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then some intermediate wave, and then it's crazy. But yeah, so if it's gonna be this, let's just assume this is a WXYZ. Because that's what it has to be at this point if this is gonna be. I mean, it could be A, B, C maybe. That works. Remember in ABC, two ways take a lot of similar time. Two don't. A ends here. They don't take, so these really don't take much similar time. But that would have to be the count like a WXY or a weird ABC. This was C wave, this was B wave. In my opinion, I personally wouldn't run away with this for sure. Well, we're not going to run away with any of these, honestly. We have to let a little bit more price action develop. But in my opinion, what I know, what I want to feel like I know for very strong belief, now from this high point to this low point, we made 5-wave price pattern. From this low point to this high point, did not seem impulsive. I like taking Bitcoin's high here. He's made a new high. To me, it makes sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After the fifth wave. Look how well these order blocks work, my friends, though. So this entire range here is a daily order block. And then this little one here is a 4-hour order block. Look how well that 4-hour block fucking worked. Why was it an order block? Because this was the move. This was the down candle that caused all of this. After this down candle happened, it was not retested. It just kept going. This down candle happened. It got retested. Then this down candle happened right here, and now never got retested again. So first touch most likely would have worked. And that's why I was, we're pretty confident the other day when I said we're going to move out. Like, this is the count. Remember when I said that? Because I had both Ethereum and Bitcoin both saying the same thing. They just touched a very strong order block. No reason why not to believe them. So, after 5-wave impulses, two things are going to happen. You're going to, one, create a corrective phase, and then continue the prior trend, which, if it's the prior trend, it's down. 2, it's going to reverse. That's the low, and we're going up. Funny, right? You're both the complete opposite. Pick one. So funny. So that's where you go, that's where you dive in, look for clues. How did we react off the low? At first, it got me really fucking confident. For this initial move, I was like, man, that looked fucking impulsive as hell. All this weird shit started happening. Bitcoin looks a lot better. I'll tell you this. Bitcoin looks a lot better. A lot better. In terms of looking like an impulse. Ethereum does not. From the low. The hourly time frame is also like the lowest time frame you kind of want to do any type of wave theory. But this move here from the lows, to me, looks like a fucking quintessential 5-wave impulse. Then this happened, which is what I kind of anticipated, and then this happened, which I did not really anticipate on Bitcoin. I didn't anticipate it going that high, honestly. Where are you? Price tool. Let's see, that almost exceeded the max limit. And then Bitcoin looks like it definitely went over the 1618 rule. And the fact that we just made another low is, I don't like that. The fact that we made another low is not good for us. Yeah, this definitely went over the 1618. So, yeah, this could be a possible fucking WX Y, X, Z type thing. The only time I get fooled out on impulses is when a combo happens, because sometimes combos be looking like impulses like a motherfucker. And the reason why I'm saying this is because if this was truly a 5-way impulse from this low here, 1 through 5, A, B, C, we shouldn't have been on a low. This price structure took too much time here. This took too much time in here for us to have made another low and say this made sense for us being from this point all one move. Why? Because there has to be symmetry in ABCs. Two waves will mimic each other in time. One won't. Either those two waves will be that won't is gonna be very like a super long drawn out corrective phase, or it's gonna be very short. So if this is truly a true ABC or true flat of some sort, because definitely not a zigzag, because we broke the extreme of the initial corrective phase. Sorry. Ew. I almost lost my train of thought. So, yeah, if this is truly going to be a true ABC, then we had a whole symmetry. And the initial one was quick. This was very long and drawn out. This was very quick. And at first made a lot of sense. Made a lot of sense for like an expanded flat. This is a little drawn out. Like, I don't like how expanded this is. This should have ended here, in terms of a structure being true to the rules. So the rule is 1618. But give or take, you could get away with 2.0 in crypto. Anything beyond that, you're really stretching the rule, and I really urge you not to do that. And so since that happened, and since we broke the low, I'm getting a little worried here, because like I said, first of all, we have a price limit, which we broke past the 2.0, and that's already stretching the rule, because the rules say 1618 in the book. 2, symmetry must be held. This is quick. This was long. This was quick. This shouldn't have happened then. Okay, sure. You could say, what if can this B wave and this C wave say it's a ABC still, and the C wave take the same amount of time? Yes, but then look how far and drawn out the C wave would end up being. Just fucking say. Like, sure, that could happen, but that would no longer make sense for this. At that point, if this was to happen, like this, weird ass diagonal. Oh, honey, I am so on the fact that it's gonna bounce and then die, and this will be a 1 2 1 2, 2 diagonals in a row. Well, not on Bitcoin, on Ethereum. So I don't like that low. It's getting me a little worried. I think we might end up falling off the bottom today, guys. We'll see. This price structure, the fact that we extended so far, makes me a little worried. It could be the fact that this is still going to happen. But regardless, I think this is corrective, guys. I think no matter what happens, I think this is corrective. No matter what, I think we're in a corrective phase. This could also happen, but no matter what, I think we should be selling high points for sure. And I'm gonna take the stab at, if we get below the low, I'll try to open up a short on Ethereum, most likely. Yeah, see, the fact that Bitcoin broke the low and Ethereum didn't, that most likely tells me this here is a price structure like this. It's gonna end up being like a flat or something. and then we'll see what the reaction is. But I think we're gonna for sure test the low side of the range. This might not. This again. How much firepower do those people have? I don't know. Going into the weekend, I don't know. We'll see. But it's a Friday. I will be willing to try to take a stab at that short if it happens. So let's just say this plan here. Best scenario, this pops up in this area. We get an opportunity to short this area. Boom, 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 boom. Shitty way is that it sneaks down here, rejects the daily low, and then we have to find. You're gonna have to find some way to get either using the daily low as a rejection point and just using price action, or using like a low time frame like indicator, like trade point or something to get in. Daily time frame. Excellent. Has to be a top 3. Shoot, on this coin, if I were to straight up look at this from this high to this low, I'm calling this a diagonal. This is like an ABC to me. Put this point in. And then this was like shit. This does not look good. This looks like an impulse. From this high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks like an impulse. Three-way price pattern, three-way price pattern. This looks like it should do this as well. This seems like little 5-wave little impulse here. This is a 3-wave, 3-wave. To me, like XLM wants to do something like that. Which would be gnarly, because that would be take us to the end of approximately. Well, if this is truly going to hold the price pattern structure, time rule we've been talking about, well, that is like this. That be would take more time, so you assume this at least, bare minimum. Here, at a maximum. Here. So take us to the end, beginning of May or the 25th of April. I like that. And again, that makes a lot of sense. I really hope we hold that. I hope we hold this range. That'll make me a lot super happy. It gives me an opportunity to short it again. According to XLM, if XLM's price structure is the one to really trust, we're gonna do this. So if we get stopped out here, then we know that price is going to come here We're gonna look for this area here to short. Strong order block that has not been tested. It should hold if it's truly going to be a bearish order block and price action is truly going to go to the downside. This will hold. It will not hold, and price will go above it, accept it, and continue on if we're not going to be in a true bearish downtrend. So yeah, my friends. Yeah, I hope that this happens, but no promises. This price structure here is kind of funky. Really funky, actually. Can't really make too much sense of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It could possibly be a weird-ass diagonal. All threes. But typically, it just did not take the shape of those like that. So, ooh. At the bare minimum, I think that's going to happen. At the maximum, I think we get lucky and the big thing happens. Bare minimum, this happens. This will happen. Or this will happen. That's my 3 ideas. Based on everything we just studied. Those are my 3 trade attempts would be here, here, and then later on up here. I may try to get in a long, on a low time frame, based on good old OG Chevy here, and good old handy dandy trade point. I use this, put that on. 5 minutes been doing really well. You would have got in your first trade here and would have stayed up with it basically until you wanted to close out. This would have netted you a loss. This would have netted, so you had 2 losses here, another one here, a loss here, a loss here, a win here, and you're currently in a short here supposedly. Based on this, you would have won this trade. This would have been, you would have lost this trade, and killed this trade. You would have got in at this very bottom and just murdered this. You want to get out when SRSI starts going, like, if your 3-to-1 isn't hit, you always want to target 3-to-1, take a partial at 3-to-1, and then like at least like that 30% ride, because you never know what happens to like that to price action. So as soon as it starts going negative here, and you use your 5 moving average, or your 21 works really well too with this. If your 21 starts breaking -2 with this, then you know you probably want to get out. I was here. So it's negative. So you probably say like you take your 3-to-1. That setup's there. Setup was there. Down candle. You're looking for your first decently bull candle. We got a decent reversal candle here. Kind of an engulfing candle, which is, to me that would have been good enough. If not that candle, definitely this candle. Stop at the low of the range. Target 3-to-1. You made your money right there. You just made your money. That's how simple it is. And then let the rest ride. And then wait till that 21 starts breaking with SRSI, and this is 19 moving at 19 period. Now we take the rest out. Now we look to reverse price, or reverse action, and or you could even double down here. Like you got another signal here, get it back in here, double down, stop there. You made your money again, just like that. 3-to-1. First bull candle, if not a decent candle. So this is that one actually. So let's see if you make your 3-to-1 here. You do. Bang. And then since it's going negative, do it for reversals. You get in your first short trade here. Why? Get the sell signal. First decent sell candle right there. Bearish engulfing. Stop at the high of the range. Target 3-to-1. You made your money. Again here, say if you missed that trade. First use a sell candle, so that was okay. This one got bought up. If you took this trade, this one got bought up, I'll probably exit because look how it got bought up. Say you didn't trust that candle, you entered on this one though. So you entered on here, stop at the range high, target 3 to 1. Made your money. Say if you didn't trust that candle, you missed it again. You're nervous. Here's another opportunity. Sell candle, sell signal. Enter it here at the close of the candle. Stop at the range of the high of the range. Target 3 to 1. Made your money. So just like that, you just made your money. Lost what 3 trades and hit like 6. So this strategy works very well. On weekends, less of that, obviously, because weekends tend to be just fucking chop suey. Stay away from the weekends. Don't trade them. Interpret, practice, study, go over charts on the weekend. Don't trade, though. If you're holding long-term swing trades, fine. If you're scalping, day trading, don't do it to yourself. Don't do it. I'm telling you, it just tends to be horrible. Like, for instance, I remember I was just so happy that I just did not fall into trading into this. I was so happy. Where is it? Yeah, this right here. I was so happy because this was all weekend. This was all weekend action here. Plus the holiday, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. All weekend action, just chop suey, and I was so happy I didn't take any of those trades. I was like, yes, thank God. Although using this strategy, you can find success on it on the 1 minute time frame. But you have to be lightning quick with your entries, lightning quick with your calculations, your risk reward ratios and all that stuff. So I don't recommend it for anybody new. I don't even do it. But the 5 minute tends to be super stupid good. 15 minutes tends to be super stupid good. 1 hour and a 4 hour daily. And takes a little bit too much development for my liking. And my capital is not that significant for me to be able to do anything with that. Like the stops would be so fucking wide, everything would be so large, it's gonna make sense. It would be stupid. And that looks like shit, man. You cannot tell me that looks good. So regardless of what happens, I'm just thinking, if this comes up and we do get that, we're coming down. This looks like shit. I know it's more death cross. Usually when they cross, it means something. Usually when these cross, they mean something. It means something. It means something. It means something. It means something, right? It always means something. Well, they just crossed, and it crossed bearishly, which sucks. So, hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm just here telling what I see. And unfortunately, I don't see much reason to be super bullish and saying that we're going to break the range high again. Price structures, just, to me, we always look for simplicity before complexity. The most simplest price pattern I see on the chart right now, unfortunately, is an ABC, which ends here. And the reason why I believe that is because it's the simplest price pattern, also coupled with the fact that we made, to me, it seems like a 5-wave decline on a lot of coins, not just Ethereum and Bitcoin, but a lot of coins. So that further makes me more confident that I'm seeing a 5-wave impulse. Now it's just trying to figure out what exactly is going to happen after. I personally believe we're going to break the low side. Now it's trying to figure out, okay, now what pattern is going to happen? How can we trade it? Look for levels, look for price patterns. To me, breaking below the daily low will be very dangerous for bulls, and I'll be looking to short it. I'll use the 5-minute time frame using the exact strategy I just told you. That exact strategy I just told you. Look at even yesterday right here. That was a win right there. It's kind of crazy too. It's so weird how it works, but it works. So wild. So wild how easy that is. These were losses though. Like you would have probably took this one, and we went up initially, would have been stopped out right here. That candle right there. Oh, maybe not. That you might have been saved and spared though. But you probably wouldn't have got your 3 to 1 R until this happened. Because you would have at least entered. I usually don't like entering in like super engulfing candles in that range, but say if you did, you definitely would not have made it. It would have been there. It would have been stopped out right here. You would have got there at a 2 to 1. After you get a 2 to 1 R, I usually try to move my stop up just to limit risk. But anyways, thank you all for tuning in. If you have any more last minute questions, concerns, I will answer like 1 or 2 charts. I'm gonna run and use the rest real quick. In the meantime, I'll put on some tunes for y'all to listen to. Throw some charts out and I'll do them. I'm feeling generous today. And then we will continue on. Alright. Be right back. Alright, sorry my friends. Pause this shit. Alright. Alright my friends. Thank you all for tuning in. Again, if you want access to this strategy I kind of went over, it is free. This background shit is not free. It's actually not even released. It's something I have to make for myself. But this is free. This is where it all comes from. This cool little thing here is where it comes from. You will take losses. You will take losses. You will take losses, but you will take a lot of wins. Like, this would have been a loss. This would have been a win, probably. But, so far, this has been my most consistent way to get an entry. By far. Not even close. You barely, by a nick of a hair skin, got out of that trade with a win right there. Remember, first bullish candle or bearish candle that looks decent to you. That's on your interpretation. This one definitely won then. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate you. If you like and enjoyed this stream, like, hit the thumbs up, whatever you want to call it, subscribe, do all that. It means a lot. Appreciate it. And again, you would have took this loss here initially, and then you would have won this trade. Barely. We would have won. So in this little area, you got a win, a loss, and a win. Just in yesterday's trading. Or, I think, or 2 days of trading. It's not bad. Well, then right here, you got a sell candle, sell signal, and so far you're going to win. Well, initially you took a loss. Actually, no. Sell candle, sell signal, That's not a good sell candle. That's not a good sell candle. That is. Can't believe I missed that this morning. Oh, at 1 a.m. Oh, that makes sense. I was arguing with the chica at 1 a.m. Unfortunately, that's why I didn't do the live stream last night because the chica was very upset with me. So I was trying to calm her down all last night. Oh, it's all good though. So technically, this will be the trade you'll be in right now. If you took the signal, first decent sell candle right here. Here's the close. That's where you entered. Stop at the high of the candle or high of the range. That's on you to decide. It all depends on how you want the smallest stop possible. So I'll do the candle. And you target 3 to 1. That's it. And as soon as you cross a 2 to 0, I would start lowering your stop, which is probably about right here. Right here. Yep. Oh no, not yet. You wouldn't have to lower it yet. But yeah, that just helps you limit risk. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Catch me on Sunday, maybe, possibly. I don't know. We'll see. I might drive down to my grandparents' house. I missed Easter last weekend because I was stuck on a fucking flight, got delayed, and it fucked up Easter for me. So I gotta go see them. So I'll probably maybe like super early Sunday like this. If y'all cool with that, we can pop it off super early Sunday like this. If not, I might have to run it late, like at 5, 6, 7 p.m. But y'all, let me know. My group, if you're in my group. Alright, till then, this has been your boy, Satoshi, brother effing heavy. Till next time, my friends, peace the fuck out.